Hello, welcome to the stream. Hello Seflock, how are you? As you may notice, I have access to the FLC portion of the upcoming Silence and the Fury. So I thought I'd put together this impromptu stream. Only probably got about an hour and 20 minutes. But I thought we'd play through some of Thorek Ironbrow's campaign on the Mortal Empires, and have a look at some of the new additions that have been added to the Dwarfs, and see what changes might have also been implemented. Hello Alex, and hello Glavinus Maximus. How are you guys? So let's get into the campaign. Mortal Empires, and here's our new lord. So can you guys just let me know? Can you hear everything okay? Is my voice loud enough, or is the music too loud? Can you just give me some feedback, please? I don't know how the grudges are yet. I have not played Thorek. This is my first try. Prior to this, I had an hour or so yesterday to play, and I played a little bit of some Beastmen, but no Dwarves as yet. All seems okay? Cool. Well, let's just go through some of the additions that we have for Thorek. So, what does he have access to? So, he has access to the reworked Forge mechanic that all of the Dwarven Lords will have, where you can now create two different types of runes. I believe they're called character runes and banner runes, and we'll look at them more closely as we get into the actual game. So being able to assign runes now to a character, which you can create, is really nice, quite fitting, and fits in nicely with what's in the 8th edition army book and the lore. Some of the other changes that we have the grudges. Now, Thorek doesn't have grudges like the other four lords. So all the other four lords have pre-existing grudges that you have to fulfill, along with new ones that get created during the campaign. All of Thorek's, as I understand it, come from his searching for the items in the campaign. We'll see as we go in. So, what can he do? So, suitable climate is jungle, which is a big change for the dwarfs. We usually don't find them hanging out there. So he has a reduction to the crafting of runes in Earth Gold, and he produces 50% extra Earth Gold from buildings. So it changed there, because it used to be, I believe, that they would get +1 or +2 Earth Gold per turn, and that's changed, I believe, on Rune Lords. Hero recruit rank +5 for runesmiths. What else do we have? Upkeep -25% for runesmiths and heroes. That's going to be very handy. And then the Lord and his army. So additional armor piercing, additional armor, be handy. And reload time reduction, 15% for bolt throwers, grudge throwers, and quarrelers, which is going to help make those more basic units very useful, and probably end up using them further into the game. Okay, we'll just play on. Let's just put it down to hard. I like to have the battles on normal, as I get really annoyed when the AI has the hidden bonuses during battles. I like to have my melee troops perform as they're supposed to, so we'll just stick that on normal. The Chaos Invasion shouldn't really matter, because we'll be getting that far into the campaign. So let's start that up. Could be a bit louder. Okay, how can we change that? Is that my voice could be a bit louder? Is it, Cleverness? I'll just bring the microphone a bit closer. Excuse me. Okay, I hope that's better. So how is everybody today? Having a good day? or good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. So I was fortunate enough to get access to the Silence and the Fury early. I have not played any of the DLC stuff yet. As I said, played a little bit of the Beastman FLC changes, and it looks really nice. And this will be my first interaction with the new dwarf and stuff. And being a big fan of the dwarfs, I've been looking forward to this. Great. Chicago is where I'm at. Okay, Chicago, US. Clavenus, you've been decent. Well, that's good to hear. I've had an interesting few days. One of my cats went in for surgery, which you may have seen if you saw my post from yesterday. She's gone through well, and she's out and home and resting. So won't be too long of a stream, since I need to visit her, and we need to revisit the vets to get some stuff. But thought I'd jump on while I have the opportunity. Hello, Undeath von de Gret. How are you? Excuse me, just taking a drink of water. So what aspect of the DLC, or FLC, is everybody looking forward to the most? Are you Beastman fans? Are you looking forward to the additions to Lizardman? Are the changes to the Dowie what excite you? What floats your boat? I'm good, thank you, Undeath. Hopefully this loads in relatively soon. The Gorgon is epic. The footage I've seen of the Gorgon, it does look good. It's nice that they have finally added that, along with the Jabberslythe. Beastman, but the Dowie update is an awesome bonus. Yes, I was not expecting an update to the Dowie. When the announcement was made that the FLC was a dwarf, I was actually worried. And doubly so when I heard it was Thorek, because I thought, well, Thorek is big enough and important enough that he deserves his own DLC spot with some runic themed units like golems and guardians, and with some nice mechanics. Now, fortunately, they've given us the mechanics, and they've given them to all of the Dowie, which is fantastic. And I think they look so good that I can forego the units that we don't seem to that we don't have. I can't expect them to add everything I want. So in the end, even though I was cautious about Thorek, I'm happy with what I've seen.
The nearby peaks are beset with Groby, who must be ousted to clear the safest passage north through the mountains. For the relics of the old dwarf empire.
It's interesting, I can't hear any of the speech audio.
Once the squatters have been removed, it would be wise
to
establish contact.
Oh, sorry, I just knocked the microphone there.
Where King Cazador has ever sought your counsel.
Can anybody hear the old fellow's narration? Because I'm not picking it up on my end.
The trials ahead. The artifacts you seek sit in fallen holds, or looted by men, greenskins, and other creatures, living and dead. By the cold steel of Clad Brakak, take them back, or use diplomacy to gain access to them. You have made it your personal responsibility to help read.
Well, I have no idea what the old man just said. I'm going to assume he talked about Karak-Azul to the north and the lost runic items.
In time,
anything more than that, I don't know.
The ancient might of the Dowie.
That's weird, because I have the rest of the audio. But, okay. Perhaps I'd better check my settings. I might have the audio turned off myself. Okay, how do they play? Ironbrow's Expedition. Artifact Vault. So it's Thorek Ironbrow's personal quest to seek out the lost artifacts of the Dwarfs' Golden Age. You collect parts of ancient items recorded in the Book of Grudges, and you can then return them to the Artifact Vault and reforge them to claim their power. Also, it's pretty cool. Access via the Forge, the Artifact Vault reveals the location of each artifact, which can only be retrieved through occupation or military alliances. Okay, cool. The Forge we're all pretty familiar with, although there have been some changes which we'll go through. And Grudges and the Underway. Okay, let's close that off. So our first grudge is for the Beard Rings of Grimnir. So I won't read through all of these. And we have a second for the Blessed Pick, keepsake of Gazul's Favoured. So if we click on this, does it show me? No. Reforge the artifact by the Forge. Lost Gift of Valea. Okay, so you start off with quite a few at the beginning. What's that? 8? Yeah. Occupy, loot, or raise 4 different settlements. Okay. So let's have a look at the changed Forge. Okay, so new to the Forge we have the Artifact Vault. So select any artifact part to reveal its location. So let's have a look at the pendant.
Soon we will
So where is that? Okay, so we're up in the just below the Darklands, I believe. Yes, okay. So in the Devil's Backbone we have 1. Where is the matching part? So the chain of binding we find. Okay. I think won't be going after that one today. That's quite a long way north. That's by the Silver Pinnacle, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, there we go. Do we have anything closer? It's Karak Azul. Nothing in the immediate vicinity. Let's just have a quick look at... The tongs seem to be easy to get in the Vortex campaign, so let's see, are they easy to find in the Immortal Empires? Okay, so that's much closer. And the matching part of the tongs we find in...
It shall be reunited with the Dowie soon.
Yes, okay, so the tongs are relatively close. Okay. Let's return back to our area. Okay, so it's nice to have a new starting position for the Dwarfs, especially down in Karak Zorn, a place you don't often find yourself when you're playing with the Dwarfs. And it's going to give us some new interactions. It'd be interesting to see what it's like to fight against the Tomb Kings, and also the Lizard Men. If we choose to do that. But I think our first issue will be some greenskins, followed by some rats just to the north, which is Clan Moors, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so who do we start off with? We have a runesmith, Gottry Grimson, and we have Thorek. And we start off with some Ironbreakers, some Longbeards, a couple of Dwarfs, warriors and Crawlers. And a Grudge Thrower is always nice to start with. Right, let's throw our hero in with our drip. And then let's just have a quick look at if we have any outstanding grudges. Okay, we do. So the grudges are for those items that were shown at the beginning. So what sort of severity are we having? Alright, no penalties for us as yet. But the next band would be penalties. So a moderate chance that Slayers will be added to the Regiments of Renown pool. Oh yes, that's one of the new things, isn't it? So I was a bit puzzled when I saw that the Slayers were being added to the Renown pool at first, and I thought, well, what's the reason for that? And then upon a bit of reflection I thought, well, you know, Slayers do love to settle grudges more so than the average dwarf, so perhaps that's what CA's thinking was. Hard to know for certain. What can we build in Karak-Zorn? Well, let's up this clan barracks so we can get some more crawlers. And what unique buildings do we have? Cannot build the Hall of Ancestors. What would that give me anyway? Nothing that I'm overly interested in at the moment. Income generate. Oh, I think we'll go for the income. Seems like the path is to crawl up north following range. Okay. So, let's go introduce ourselves to... Oh, no, let's do this technology first. Income from buildings, public order, recruitment costs. Let's go for the missiles. I love my crawlers, so we'll do that. Let's go introduce ourselves to some goblins. Okay, so small army. So one of the new changes that's coming in the patch is the new auto resolve. So gone are the days of the bar where you would see a little bit of yellow and red, and now we have what the outcome will be. So if I auto resolve this, it will be decisive victory in our favor. We will take low casualties, and if you come across a battle where you will take a lot of casualties or moderate casualties, if you hover over the auto resolve button, then it'll actually show you who's going to die. And as we can see in this case, even though it's a decisive victory, my longbeards are going to sacrifice themselves, which seems a little bit odd. If I was to sacrifice a unit, I personally wouldn't choose the longbeards. I would choose one of the warriors, but you know, AI is going to do what it wants to do. Let's have a look at what we have here in the way of runes. So we've got Rune of Stoicism, bonus versus large +8, and expert charge defense. So who should we give that to? I'm thinking if we give that to the Longbeards, maybe help them survive. And then we also have the Rune of Burning, explosive damage that reduces enemy leadership. Must be assigned to our artillery unit. Well, we have no real choice then but to give it to our Grudge Thrower. So it's very nice to start off with 2 runes. Very nice of Creative Assembly to allow us to use something right from the beginning. Okay, let's jump into the battle. See what havoc we can cause. So Caleb, my thinking of the Slayers is that the more grudges you have, the more oaths that are being unfulfilled. Thus more dwarves taking the Slayer oath. Yes, that seems certainly seems like it makes sense. Xavier, what I mean is that all artifacts seem to be north of you. Oh, yes, of course. Undeath von der Great. I hope that the Dowie will get a full rework with the DLC of Warhammer 3. I'd say it's about 90% certain they will get a spot in a DLC, because there's the obvious matchup with the Chaos Dwarfs. If Creative Assembly didn't take that opportunity to have another Dowie pack, I'd be extremely surprised. And in that pack, I would imagine that we would see Malachi Mackison and possibly the Spirit of Grogny airship. It would be the perfect opportunity to add him in. Okay, here we are in the desert. I don't remember the last time I fought a battle in the desert as the Dowie. Okay, let's just take... Get our warriors there. Longbeards here. Rollers can go behind that. And let's group them together and they'll advance together. Now, who's this? Iron Breakers. They can go alongside, since they can handle themselves.
Thorek Ironbrow.
So we're going to leave this at the back. Don't think I'm going to have to worry about anything flanking me. I might leave, actually, the Iron Breakers with the artillery, just in case something gets behind me. Alright, let's start the battle. Oops. I'll just select the entire group. Okay. So, they've now changed runes to work like magic. It was an interesting change, something I was certainly not expecting. And whilst it may not be 100% consistent with the lore, I think from a gameplay perspective it's actually going to work out really well. So, what do we have access to? The Rune of Oath and Steel, which looks like it's plus 30 armor, affecting allies around me. And our other one is the Rune of Speed, the additional melee attack and speed. It's going to be very nice to use. And we've got access to a third one, which is... oh, again, the Rune of Speed. Okay, well, let's use the Rune of Speed here. Get them to increase their movement. Alright, everybody, into the fray. Don't use that quite yet. Okay, let's get him in behind, and these guys can concentrate on their archers. And what runes do we have access to? Let's go that, increase the armor for everybody on our team. Now that one's disabled now. And if I select the other runesmith, he's still got a countdown as well. Okay. Let's get our quarrelers. Let's just concentrate on this thing. Come on, Longbeards. Ah, good. It's on the run. Let's get our two lords, or rather our two characters, after their was he a chieftain? No, shaman. Come over there. Charge into the back, my dwarvians. Not much of a charge, but okay. I think we'll tell that to stop firing. I don't want it killing any of my dwarves. Let's get these quarrelers firing back at this again. Do I have anything available? What do we have? Let's... It's not going to last long. Did they get anything behind us? Not really. I think they're about to turn around. Yep, I thought they would. Alright, so he can use his rune on him. Just going to give him... yep, rune of speed. I'll take them out. Instead of just sitting there, do something. It's just a matter of mop up now. Oh, it's coming back again. Okay. Get you guys to take care of that. It's just a matter of time before that breaks. Okay, and how are we over here? Oh, there we go. So the Longbeards did end up taking a lot of damage. Well, maybe half of their damage. But that's undoubtedly due to the Ragnarok spider. Cool. Okay. Let's end that. If you could pick one... alright. Hey, dude. If you could only pick one, which would you pick? Greybeard's Expedition or the North Dwarves to be fully expanded on in a DLC? I would choose the North Dwarves. I think that Kataf did an excellent job with them. And I think if CA were to have a try, then we could also get some things like the... I believe the Norse Dwarfs also use mammoths to some degree, which would be great to have added in. Yeah, I think the Norse Dwarfs, especially when you consider now that Game 3 will likely expand the map north and east around that area, so it would give you a lot more to play with. Whereas the Greybeards, Prospectors, you'd be playing off against races that you've encountered numerous times before. Glavenus, Malachi, hoisting up the spirit of Grugni to wage scorch earth against the Dawizar. Yes, that would be wonderful to see. Any bludgeoning the Gobbos, a proud Dowie pastime. Yes, any Dowie that doesn't bludgeon a Gobbo is not fit to be called a Dowie. He would undoubtedly find himself called one of those dwarven insults, which I had in my Dowie language video earlier in the week, which have all escaped my mind. I can't remember what half of them were now. I hope that the Dowie get a full rework with the DLC of Warhammer 3. Yep, I certainly hope that too. Am I running the game on an SSD? No. I do have an SSD, and I do have the space to run the game, but it's all currently set up to run off a standard magnetic hard drive. But I'm saving that space for the SSD for Game 3. So I've gotten used to the longer load times with Game 2, and since Game 3 is hopefully not that far away, I mean, what we're looking at, maybe 5 months, I guess, unless it falls back into 2022, in which case it could be 7 months. Yeah, as I said, I've gotten used to to not using an SSD on this. Today we drink to this win, bring out the Bugman Ale. Yes, could have been a better victory, but okay, it doesn't matter. I suppose if I'd used the Iron Breakers, then actually, yeah, they're pretty tough, so it probably would have gone a lot easier. I did the switch earlier this year. It was the best decision I ever made. Okay, so you noticed that your load times increased significantly, Saviour? I was intending on purchasing a second SSD purely for running this off of, and then realised that when I went, well, fortunately before I purchased the SSD, I went to double check my case to see if I had room, and I didn't, so I'm glad I didn't purchase it. Okay, decisive victory. So now we have, with the Dwarfs, they've changed the after battle options as well. So we now have an execute and loot, where we will gain Oath Gold and Treasury. So that's really handy. Health Gold is always going to come in handy. And another one we now have is the Drinking to Victory, which I really like. This is really thematic. So, bolstered by the finest ale, the throng bustles with inspiring tales and joyful songs in the wake of victory. So, income from all buildings plus 10%, growth. God, did the dwarves need additional growth. Sometimes it was extremely painful, as I'm sure you all know, to try and grow your settlements with the dwarves. So, let's go the growth. Let's choose growth.
Cough up and clear off.
I do really hope they will get runic golems or something of the like. Feels like they could really use some form of really big centerpiece unit. Yes, something like the runic guardians or runic golem would be a great addition. I'm thinking that because CA elected not to add any unit with the FLC, which is completely understandable, I think that's why they probably added the runic collar for the Carnosaur. to maybe just give people a taste of what it might be like to have a bigger centerpiece unit help hold the lines. That's just my theory anyway. Alright, let's upgrade Thorek. Let's give him... he can have Rat Marcher, and then we'll give his mate, Gotri, he can have the Rune of Speed. Okay. How much Oath Gold do we actually have? Oh, we have 0 Oath Gold.
For
Okay.
the old ways.
Alright, so we survived that battle, okay. What do we have for the north? So we've got the Greenskin Settlement. Okay, so they've got 2 settlements. At what point are we beyond our borders? Oh, we're beyond our borders right now. So let's just move back so that we can recruit. And what do we like? Let's take... we've got 3 slots. Well, we can take miners with blasting charges. They're always fun, so let's take 2 of those and some great weapons for the extra bonus v large. And let's move on the next turn. Xavier, a new graphics card will probably get good results too, but these are so expensive right now. Yes, the shortage of components has thrown those prices through the roof. Under 30 seconds, that amazing. It was the 30 seconds load. If you've watched any of my Let's Play videos, you've noticed that I skipped the loading screens. It's because, especially when I've got mods running, they can get quite long. I've had some go as long as 2 minutes. Undeath, I've just got my SSD card, but it needs an adapter. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I hope you can find the adapter relatively quickly. Alex, I've been trying to get a graphics card for about a year. Pretty ridiculous. Is it that difficult to find them where you are? That's just ridiculous. Yeah, definitely. I knew there was a shortage. I didn't realise it was getting that bad in places. Okay, not on my watch. Occupy, loot, raise, or sack 6 different settlements. We will gain 25 Oath Gold and 1500 treasury. I'll also gain the opportunity to confederate Karak Azul. Really nice. Cool.
I'm listening.
Do I want to get some more quarrelers before we go any further? We actually had a long before that building. One more turn. So we'll... let's see, what would we want to recruit in that turn? How are we for gold? We've got frontline 3 of those. Just thinking we'll take... maybe we take 2 more warriors and then we'll attack that settlement. I don't want to overextend myself financially. So once I got access to this FLC, I started to consider what I might give Thorek in the Hammer of Grugni mod. Now, I was thinking about several different things, but in the end I've settled on 2 bonuses that he will get. The first bonus he'll get in the Runewood forging screen is every time he creates a Runewood or forges a Runewood, he will get 2 bonus effects which only affect himself, Rune Lords and Runesmiths. So they will get a 10% ward save and minus 10% upkeep. And then the second bonus that his faction receives is all Runewoods that are forged, instead of lasting 10 turns, will last 15 turns. So I thought putting those in place, because he's meant to be such a great runesmith in the lore, make his stuff extend a bit longer. And he's the only one where those effects will actually affect characters instead of just your basic line troops. Alright, can we reach that? We can. Let's have a look. What do they have in there? Is that their minor settlement or major one? I don't know. Okay, they've got a fair bit in there. What are we dealing with? We're dealing with lots of archers, some wolf riders. So, if we auto-resolve, apparently it will be a decisive victory. We will take low casualties. Who will we lose? Okay, so we don't actually lose anybody this time. So let's just try out the auto-resolve. Let's see how, even though we won't lose the whole unit, how many from it will we lose. Okay, so it seems to like and tried. It seems to enjoy trying to kill off the Longbeards. So the auto-resolve has something against Longbeards. Okay, decisive victory. So we occupy, loot and occupy. Let's just occupy.
This'll do for starters.
Enemy siege holdout time -1. Beautiful. Alright, let's give him his bonus. Take away the siege holdout time, untainted mason, construction cost, and intensive intercepting. Okay. Let's go that for now. And his mate. What should we give him? So the Rune of Oath and Steel we've already got access to. The Rune of Wrath and Ruin. That's the one I want to see. It seems like everybody's been having a lot of fun with that one. Okay, so they can sit there, and I believe we should have access. Yes, we do now have access to some crawlers. So we've got 2. I want to bump that up to 5. So I said I'm fond of my crawlers. Bump them up to 5. Shall I drop off one of the... Let's drop off a unit of warriors. So let's just merge. And then boot them out. They got drunk while on duty, so they can go. Okay, so what do we have in the chat? Xavier, I've been growing older. I find my time to be more and more precious, so I try to maximize it when I play. Yes, growing older, more responsibilities and such. Playtime gets reduced, doesn't it? Undeath, I like that idea for the mod. Oh, thanks. I think it's going to be relatively straightforward to implement, so I should have that up and running a day or 2 after this goes live. Assuming that the UI modding framework isn't affected by the patch. I don't know if that would be the case or not. I hope not, because that has been pretty stable and sturdy for several patches. So if it's affected by this patch, that'll be a bit of a pain. We'll have to wait for... who is it that created that mod? I'm going to butcher the name. Vashinarect, I think. Yeah, we'd have to wait for him to look at the mod. I wonder if the auto-resolve doesn't tend to make units with higher charge bonuses take more casualties, assuming they'd be on the front line or something. It's a logical assumption, but I have no idea how the AI auto-resolve works. I don't know if it just... Who knows how complicated it is or how simplistic the whole thing is. Cool, that's our first tech out of the way. So how are we going? So those 2 are almost healed. So let's move up to the border, and they can finish healing up there. Oh, I was only able to recruit 2 of those that I wanted. Oh, of course, yes, I didn't have the cash to afford everything I wanted. Alright, I'll just go 2 more. And then move on. Undeath. Sometime I think the auto-resolve has its own great book of grudges. Yes. Sometimes I think the auto-resolve is looking at a completely different battle halfway across the map and not telling you the truth. Yesterday when I was trying out the Beastman, I was playing a Shadowgave character, Morga. I had 2 auto-resolves where it told me I was going to lose decisively, and when I fought them it turned out that I didn't even lose a unit. Now, I know it wasn't because of how I was playing, because I'm not that good at playing this game, so I think it was just a bit of a miscalculation on the auto-resolve's part. 17 units. Oh, and we have access to some slayers. Let's take the slayers as well. Okay, so let's
Tower
now
of Anchor burn.
take
Forged in battle.
take the fight to Mount Arachnos. So what are we looking at? Having to get used to not seeing the yellow and red bar. I've seen it there so many times. Instinctively look for that, you know, look for those two colours to gauge. Now having to actually look down further and actually read it. So once again, decisive victory, low casualties. Okay. Oh, there's nothing really to fight there. So I won't, given the additional load times, I won't load in on this fight. I'll load in when we fight the rats in a moment. So let's just auto-resolve that.
Fight for your own.
Excuse me. Yeah, 83 gold. Be a shame if something happened to your very mortal heroes. Yes. Okay, we'll just occupy that.
Make
That
it
should give
fit
us the
for the
province.
doughy.
Yep, wonderful. Let's select the building.
Ready?
And what should we go for? So public orders -8. That'll repair itself fairly quickly. Growth. I'm used to growth being such a problem all the time. Okay, Mount Arachnos has this building. I don't want that building there. Let's get rid of that. Can't build anything else at the moment. Alright. If we turn the tax off, we'd be losing too much money. Alright. Unassigned skill points. Let's have a look. So let's just spread it out evenly for him. And this guy, Rune of Slowness or Dampening. Actually, let's get some. Oh, 100% from buildings. So we don't have any. Do we have any buildings that are actually giving us Oath Gold at the moment? So I can see we've got 2 Oath Gold. What gave us that? Let's have a look. Is that giving us Oath Gold? No, it's not. Is that? No, it doesn't. I don't believe we have any buildings at the moment that are going to give us Oath Gold. What's going to be the first one? Does anything in this chain? No. Oath Gold generated +2. So the armory. Anything over here? Nope. Nope. I think that one will. Oath Gold generated 1. So this is a building, the trading depot, that I didn't often build before. But it looks like now it's going to be something you're going to want to build because of the limitation on Oath Gold, I guess. Since they've changed the skill, instead of giving +1, +2, so now giving +50% or +100%. It's interesting change. So since I won't be using that quite yet, Ancestral Grudge, +15 fighting greenskins. Let's take away their magic abilities. Oh, and there we have Queek. So what's he got? He's got some storm vermin, clan rats, Skaven slaves, warp lightnings, and a few unknowns. Might want to take them early. Oh, the orcs are over here too. Ah, interesting. I'm surprised that Queek hasn't taken them out. He's probably on his way to take them out, I'd imagine. Unless he's going to come straight after me. Which wouldn't surprise me. The AI loves doing that.
Thorek Ironbrow.
Just going to let you sit there and regenerate for a turn. What have we got in the chat? Did I read Oath Gold in the tooltip for the top gold mine? Not sure. I'll double check that now. After the AI has taken its turn. Okay, so it looks like our first runic artifact is in Karag Orud. Might have to take that. Ambusher discovered. Quick head taker. Okay, positive growth, +10. That's very handy. Okay, so we got another 2 from something. From buildings, so we're getting it from somewhere. Right.
Unbending.
That's not giving me any. That's certainly not. That's income. Oh! 1 oath gold generated per turn. Down the bottom of that. Okay. Alright. That's where it's coming from. Okay. That's good to know. Alright. Do we pick a fight with Quick Head Taker straight off the bat? This is probably a good opportunity to actually go after him. Maybe... I can't reach him this turn though, even if I did go.
Rune Lord.
Let's head north.
Hammer and anvil.
So we're in a position to attack next turn. 1 turn before that technology. Okay. Not anything else to do on that turn. Yeah, I completely missed the oath gold at the bottom of that thing. Oh, well there we go. Green skins are gone. So while Quick is over in Granite Massive, I'll see if I can take Carrick Orund. So the Arachnos are gone. And we have another technology, so increased missile strength. What can we go for next? Additional ammunition, or +2 for recruitment rank. Let's go the ammunition. I think that will come in handy first.
All ways are best.
Alright, Thorek, let's... yeah, okay. Because we don't know what's there yet.
Quick about it.
Let's go discover. Okay, declare war. No allies, of course.
Attack.
Skaven have been revealed. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Ah, it's his main settlement. So we will get a Pyrrhic victory. Okay, if we wait, he's going to come back. How many turns would it take him to get back here? Maybe 2 if we're lucky. We can get a battering ram in 1 turn. Is that going to make much difference? Probably not. Let's have a look at the map. Help me decide what we're going to do. Okay, alright. This one, I think we shall fight. Not gonna need that. Why not? Let's take the risk. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, as they say. So I'm thinking that should be able to place our quarrelers here, and they tend to do a really stupid thing and all bunch up in this area. Might just take advantage of that. It's a very interesting design, this map. Having no towers by here is a real advantage to the attacker. Okay, so I don't believe they have anything I've got to be overly concerned about. Although I don't recall if they had a plague claw catapult. Might have to tell our catapult to fire at theirs, if that's the case. Loaded in relatively quickly. Okay, let's take everybody and put them in the corner to start off with. Not quite what I wanted. Okay, and you three. The Slayers take up a lot of room.
For the ancestor gods.
Okay, they're probably going to be. You guys can come stand here. Actually, I want you to stand a bit further forward. I do not want you accidentally throwing mines into my main troops. Now, where is their closest tower? Over there. I want to fire at that tower first off. Let's get Thorek and the other rune lord here. And let's go. No, you can take that out. Yes, I thought they've all bunched up in the one spot. So let's take, who's the person with the rune of Wrath and Ruin? Okay, let's take our rune lord closer so we can use that. And I want to take 4 of my quarrelers. Move them into position. I'll leave the other 2 back here to defend if they use their sneaky Skaven tricks on me. And Death, what do you think is the best DLC in Warhammer 2 or 1? Best DLC. Okay, let me have a think about that for a second. Oh, I knew they were going to do that. Sneaky gets. Damn, they've done a lot of damage to my catapult. No, pick it up. Pick up your catapult.
Understood, Lord. Done wrong.
Okay, best DLC. I think for me, it would be the Grom and the Paunch. Because the greenskins were in such a bad place before that DLC. And the update, that one with it, I guess. Actually, no, I should probably separate DLC from the update that came along. And it was the update, really, that was the best thing, I think, for the Grom and the Paunch. So just looking at DLC, where it's just the 2 lords and the units they came with them, with their mechanics, it's got to be the Prophet and the Warlock. Is that what it was called? The one with Ikeclaw. Because Ikeclaw, for a long time, his mechanic was head and shoulders above anything anybody else had. And even though the Lizardmen got the short end of the stick in that one, with their mechanics, they're all just absolutely sitting there asking for it. So that's Storm Vermin. Let's give the Storm Vermin a taste of this, can we? No. Skaven Slaves. Alright, so I want to get closer and use it on the Storm Vermin.
Move now.
Why did you guys stop firing?
Yes, Lord.
I get that. Alright, that should be close enough. Ooh. That's nice. It's nice that the dwarves have an ability like that. That was one of my favourite things that I added for Belagar, was the army abilities, and it's nice to see that we now have similar things for everybody. Oh, they've stopped firing again. These are some lazy dwarves. Let's shoot them in the back. Now, did they raise anything after my catapult again? No, they didn't. Alright. So I should be okay moving these forwards.
On your command.
Start firing at that again, come on. Let's follow those rocks in. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, alright. What's his cooldown? 73 seconds before we can do anything with that again. Lizardman got the short end of the stick. God, don't remind me. Yes. Lizardmen seems to have, in the DLCs, they've been associated with being in the unfortunate position of having, shall we say, the worst end of the stick. Although I don't know if that's the case this time, because I have not played Oxyodel. I don't know how his mechanic plays. I did see the live stream that CA did, I think that was last Friday, on Total War Live, I saw where they went through some of Oxyodal's abilities. It looked interesting, but it's hard to say how it will be without trying it out first. Okay. Let's bring some miners down. Good, we've got rid of that, so let's tell our catapult to change its thing. Alright, fortunately they don't have any artillery themselves, that's good, so we're going to tell it to start firing into the middle of that. Is it moving forwards or firing? It's going to fire. Alright, cool. Let's grab these guys, they can stay in position there, and we'll now take these guys down as well. Oh, how nice of them, they put another unit right in front of the gates for me. Ah, excellent, we can use that rune again. And what do we have here? We got clan rats, Skaven slaves. What did it take? About a third of that unit away? I really want to try and bunch them up around character and then let fly. So that's what I might do next. We'll move Thorek in. Let's actually start moving more troops down too. Who else can go? Oh, nope, not him. Warriors can come here. Longbeard down there. I wouldn't mind knowing why my catapults are still moving forwards. You don't need to. Fire at the wall. Stop and fire. Yep, okay, cool. Which means I want you guys just behind them in case we get things appear again. You go over here. Just going to leave the slayers out of it for the moment. Alright, where are my... Can they reach? They're undoubtedly going to be hitting the walls. Let's try throwing up there. You're gonna have to chuck them hard. Are you actually gonna throw anything? Nope. Okay. Just pull you back. Alright, we're running low on ammo on some of them. Actually, 3 of them are out. Alright, let's see if these can throw some things at them. Come on, turn around. No, it's not that hard what I'm asking you to do. Come on. Where is the tower? They don't have anybody there. Okay. Come on. Turn around. Throw. Yay, finally. Oh, okay. That's not going to last long on the wall. Alright. Let's see, 3 of those are completely out. So let's just move them back. They're not going to be any more use to us. Alright, what have we got here? We've got the melee attack and we've got the armor. There's nothing that can negatively affect them. And this guy has finished going down. So let's send Thorek up on the wall. And then get our... Where are they? Longbeards. I'm going to bring them at the gate. Actually no, they can go up the wall as well. Alright, how much ammunition is left on that? No, that's completely spent. You guys have decided you've had enough of you. Okay. Alright, Thorek, you're going right in the middle of it.
Sharpish.
You're a brave Dowie. A few Skaven don't scare you, do they?
Shift it. Stop. Quick about it. Off we
Alright.
go.
I wanted to use the other guy. No, I want to use you to give yourself the melee attack increase.
The anvil's might.
And then when you're surrounded by them,
Wounded.
that's if they all decide. Are they coming to you or are they running away? They can't make up their mind. At this rate, I'm not going to even have to use the thing.
Sister gods.
Skaven slaves. Skaven slaves. I think it's a one-man army. Okay. Where are my... There they are. They're not doing anything useful at the moment. They just don't like to... Oh, they've gotten through their equipment. Alright. In that case, you guys can go up on the wall.
Yes. Get your beards up there. Dwarf warriors. Long beards. Real guardians. Yes, yes.
Alright, Thorek.
Romney's hammer.
Okay, let's get... I think we've got a third unit of warriors that are doing bugger all.
Charge. Dowie.
You can check out the gate.
They have Rondos.
And you can come along.
Breakers. Sir. Come on. Blow through.
Okay, you can come up the wall as well. Okay, they're climbing, climbing.
Long beards. Stop.
Okay, so
Thorek Ironbrow.
what can he do? Plus 30 armor for those guys on there.
Steel.
Where is our Iron Smith? There he is. Let's use this. Oh, they're running up just as I elect to use it. Can I cancel it? No. Lovely blood spurts. Alright, she's going to go up on that. Help take the wall. I don't see them lasting much longer. Who do we have in reserve? Right, Slayers. So let's get the Slayers. Come around here. Iron Breakers. Let's bring you over here.
We are relentless. Quarrelers.
You can just go stand in there.
Nothing can stop us.
Alrighty. About a third to a half of their force is probably routing. Seems something like that. Okay. Let's get some dwarf warriors down on the ground in. Oh, jeez. Where is... Alright, there he is. What can he do? Yep.
Wrath and ruin. Attack the orcs. Dwarf warriors.
Alright, you can come over here, and where do we have... There he is. Well, it looks like they're not really the threat that the AI said they were going to be. Thanks to a little bit of chuff, as the Dowies say, or cheese. So chuff is a piece of cheese that dwarven miners keep on their person for emergencies.
For the ancestors.
What sort of emergency requires a piece of cheese? I don't know. But nobody ever said that the Dowie were completely sane.
Aye.
Alright, Xavier, alright, and I'm catching up with some work. It's midnight, so have a great rest of the stream, man. Looking forward to your next content. Thank you, Xavier. Have a good one. What I've heard, Oxshaw's a pretty good spot. Yes, I heard that too. Ryan says, has playing with the new update given you ideas for your dwarf mod? No, not really. There hasn't been anything I've played with yet which has made me rethink about anything I've done on the dwarf mod. I mean, I did have, I have started to add the unique interactions with the rune forge that Thorek will have. So at the beginning of the stream I mentioned that Thorek will gain
Thorek Ironbrow.
What was it? Instead of his rune words lasting 10 turns, they will last 15 turns. And every time you forge a rune word, he will get 2 bonus effects which affect himself and rune lords and rune smiths only, and those will be a ward save and minus 10% upkeep. So the fact that Thorek gives you minus 25% upkeep for rune smiths to start, then when you use that rune word as well, you've got 35% off your rune smith straight away, which, at least for 15 turns, which would be very handy. I don't know if I'll actually go to the extent of giving Thorek a complete new mechanic. I don't think he's going to need it. I'd have to play his his full mechanic a lot longer first to tell if he needs something. I think he's going to be okay though. Where do we want to deploy? Oh, no, that's the wrong button. Don't press that one. I'll just do it here. Looks like those miners have had enough.
Ready to strike.
Alright. They don't really have much there, so let's take 3 units and take the central hub. Now where is Thorek? Oh, he's still here. Alright. Do we have anybody more? No, we won't bring anybody else in. This is more than enough to do with what they have left. So, looks like he's trying to run, but he can't. Are they just running or just... Oh no, I can move it again. Oh, there we go. Casting runes. Alright. Okay, so in the end, they said we would... I think they said we would lose though. We'll take extremely high casualties, but... Yeah, Thorek victory is what they said. In the end, I think the biggest casualties I took was my grudge thrower, unfortunately. Let's end that battle. I do like that rune of Wrath and Ruin. That's a really, really nice addition. I wonder how many more runes there are like that in the Rune Forge that they've added. Might have a look actually after this battle is loaded back to the campaign. Ryan, I think the Cult of Sotek's mechanic would be fine if they just made the Roar sacrifices give blessed spawning instead. I can't really speak much to that because I have not played very far into the Cult of Sotek's campaign. When playing Lizardmen, I don't tend to play with any of the ones in Southern Lustria. Not quite sure why. I just prefer the other campaigns, I guess. Although I've played Nakai's campaign through once, and I don't see myself revisiting that unless the Horde gets a major rework for him. Playing through that once was enough. That should be back relatively soon. So, oh, we got some miners there that took a lot of damage. They might survive. Don't know. Let's go find out. Excuse me. New 10. So unfortunately, I can only stream for maybe another 10 minutes. As I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I need to revisit my vet to get some stuff for my cat that's come out of surgery yesterday. And I'm due to meet them at 2:30 my time. So maybe another 10 minutes and then I'll have to wrap up. Might actually look at streaming later in the evening for me, which would be, if I do stream again today, it will be 10 hours from now. So what would that be? That would be, so it would be midnight my time. That would be 3 p.m. UK time, and 10 hours from now would be 9 a.m. US time. Yeah. So if I do stream again, those will be the times. And probably just be carrying on here with Thorek. Decisive victory, and we didn't lose our miners. Fantastic. They're going to need a lot of recuperation, but they survived. So that gives us Karag Orund, and we'll just occupy that.
Make it fit for the Dowie!
Make it fit for the Dowie. So that's first blood drawn on the Skaven. Artifact piece
Such a
secured. The
fine
Spark
gem.
Gem. Fragment of a
Raton's
once
collar
powerful
will soon
Dowie
be
artifact has
complete.
been secured. When paired with its missing piece, the true relic can at last be reforged. So what's the missing piece for that one? Let's have a look in a moment. Oh, I thought that had crashed for a second, but fortunately not. Let's give him Pure Beard since we're in some Skaven territory now. We might want to get rid of the untainted, of the taint of the Skaven. Oath gold from buildings plus 100% local province. This is Gottry. Yes. Okay, now what can we build in this place? What can we build? Not much. We can't do any of that stuff. Okay, so we could go for additional gold. Don't really need that. Growth, perhaps. What resource do we get? Obsidian, so that's gold as well. Uncertain what we might want here. Let's go for the sparring chamber. Get some dwarf miners. Okay, now let's have a look at what we claimed. Oh, sorry, that's the Book of Grudges. I don't think that's what I wanted. That's the forge I want. So we have got access to the Spark Gem. So when we get the second part, we would get the Yoked Carnosaur. So where is the second part?
Be reunited with the Dowie soon.
Aha, down with the Lizard Men. So we either ally with or declare war on the Lizard Men to get access to that Carnosaur. Have to consider what I want to do there. Do I want to be friendly with Lizard Men, or do I want to be an ass and just take what I want? Okay. Not much really to build here. Let's go for the additional growth in this area. And we're going to leave him to recuperate. We might just give him some additional units if we can. So there are no Slayers. Let's go for just 2 lots of miners for the moment. And we'll end the turn there. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up the stream now. As I said, didn't want to go too long. So I'll thank you very much for joining me. And I know there was no pre-warning given that I was going to do the stream. As I said, it was just an impromptu thing while I had an hour spare. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed just having a look at some of the new stuff that's come to the DAWI. As I mentioned earlier, I might resume the stream later this evening for me, which would be about 9 AM US time, and would be at, what would that be UK time? That would be 3 PM UK time. But for now, I'm Grey Tiger. Thanks for joining me. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you hopefully in the next video.